No, that's fine.
Okay. Alrighty, I started recording. Alright, so first things first, I just wanted to check to see what we have here for services. SQL Server agent is running as. Come on. Trying to get it to expand. Alright, I'll just open it up. Fine. Let's see here. Log on is. Okay, so it's using the SQL Server agent. Okay, that's fine. So what we will need to do is take a look here. Okay, so that should be okay. So first things first, let's figure out where we want to put our files. Did you have should we just create a new directory on the C drive to do the share?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. And do you have a preference on a name?
How about just bridge?
Security and add. And I can never remember this. Let's see if I can remember. Anti-user. I'm going to have to open up SQL services again here.
And you may have to change it. I think it's on the domain right now as well.
I think it should figure it out here, but let's find out. Oh.
I think I can do this.
All right. Let's change you. Okay. There we go. All right. See bridge. Okay. So we should now have the agent. Okay.
I think we can set up the local users afterwards because I'm not sure who all Melissa will want to be able to pick up the files.
Okay.
Probably
Gotcha.
no more than starting out. It won't be more than her, Robin, and me probably.
Okay. And then the other thing we'll need to do is give it, make it allowed. So user mapping, EMAS RTL. It's going to need to write data, read data, and it's also going to need to exec. We might have to do that manually. Backup operator access, man. Yeah, it doesn't have that. So let's go up here. And I think DDL admin will allow it, but I'd prefer to grant it access instead. Hang on one second. Let me double check that. All right, so that'll allow it to run the stored procedure that actually executes the creation of the data. So at this point, we should be good to go. So let's go configure the package. So can you open up the, you may already have it open somewhere, but can we open up the same one that we were modifying last time? And then there's a couple of different deployment options, but we'll see what it looks like here. Recent. I can't tell which is which. Oops, I don't want file project.
Sorry.
Hang on one sec. Sorry. Project. Yeah, this is it here. Alrighty, so the one thing we want to do is when this gets deployed as a DTSX file, you can't, unless you're doing a specific deployment package and making a lot of changes or whatever else, you would have a separate configuration file. But in your case, we don't have a lot of changes. The only thing that needs to be changed is the connection entries. So what we're going to do is a couple different things. We are going to modify, and I'm just going to create here so that we can kind of duplicate the same setup. Actually, I don't know if it even cares. No, it won't care if I don't run it. Never mind. I was going to go ahead and create a bridge folder on your local, but it doesn't care until it actually executes. And nope. We want to let's check that. Okay. So that's good. Let's save you. And then I think the other thing that we're going to have to do is this guy. Well, we'll see how this goes. We want to use Windows authentication because we're executing as a SQL user. See if it'll let it. Okay, I think that's okay, but let's see here.
Let's see. Was it still pointed at EMAS test, or would it pick up?
It should be. Let's double check here. Oh yeah, it's EMAS test DB. So yes, that needs to change. Thank you. And in this scenario, actually, we can just change it to local. Well, no, it'd be better if we use the actual name here. EMASDB, right?
Yes.
Okay, save, build. So if we go and look at our output,
Okay, you're on the server right now.
thank you. Where are we here?
There we go. And
F?
it's on F. Yes. EMAS. Bridge. 03. There we go.
And, oh, okay, it's an ISPAC. Alrighty, let's double check here. So we should be able to, what's the best way to do this here? We can do it on the server. Yeah, let's try deploying on the server. All right. Can I access the F drive from the server?
No. Let's see. We'll have to take a middle to hit a middleman here. So
Sure. All righty.
Okay, so it should be there now.
All righty.
Do we need to do a backup or anything first?
No, we shouldn't have to.
Okay.
Oops. I don't want local service. I want local host. Let's try that again. Let's try that one more time here. Why doesn't it let me change off? Huh. Why can't I pick you? Let's take a look at SQL here. Actually, it doesn't look like it's installed, interestingly. Okay, we're going to need to try installing that then.
Okay.
Do you happen to have the CD in the drive already for SQL, or let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like it is. All right. Operation pending. What do you want to do? I think it's just talking about other updates now, but let's see if we've got integration services. We're going to close out of here, and we're going to open up SQL. Okay, so it's got integration services now. That's good. Why won't you let me do that? Well, it might need a reboot, unfortunately. Let's try one more thing here. So that's okay. So let's try. Do you have SQL Server Management Studio on your desktop? And then I think we'll actually need to try changing this here. I'm wondering if it's, might also be related to the permission structure here. Let's take a look. Because you're connecting as, well, no, this should work then, because you're connecting here. Interesting.
Well, the integration is running as into user MT DBS, I think, and the server agent is a different.
Yeah, that should be okay. They're all okay running as their own services, but it's acting like it can't see itself here. Well, we're going to go ahead and create this here. Key is needed for encryption. Catalog database. Okay, I guess we can add it to the database and see if we can go from there. So if you can create a password for this and record that somewhere.
Okay.
Alrighty. Oops.
Well, all right, so. Okay.
Yep. Alrighty, let's see if that changes our options here. No, it still can't see it. So unfortunately, we're going to have to schedule another meeting, and you're going to have to restart your production server. Basically, long story short, the next steps that are required is we have to be able to connect into that integration services, and then it'll let us deploy the package that we created. But until it can see itself, we can't do that. So I think that's what it's talking about with the pending updates. So what I would recommend then, Travis, is tonight or whenever it's possible, go ahead and let it update and restart. And then you should be able to, coming from the desktop here, connect into that SQL Server integration services. And then we can do the import of the ISPAC.
Okay. All right. I will. I'll let Melissa know as well. Just so.
Sure. Yeah. Let me know that it's restarting.
All right. So what? For the rest of this week, what is your availability?
Let me double check here. So I have tomorrow I'm available the same time slot. So if you want to do that, I'm booked starting at 5 p.m. Eastern time. But before that, I'm open. So if something tomorrow looks good, and then Wednesday, kind of the same thing. Actually, I'm booked starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. But before that, I'm relatively open.
Okay. All right. Wednesday might be better for us. Just
okay.
Wasn't there an update as well for the EMAS Recruitment Pro version?
The 923 release is out now. So I think they were looking at getting that updated as well. So yeah, whenever, and that can happen independently if that needs to happen on a weekend or whatever else. That's not a big deal. So I'm open. Do you want to do let's say Wednesday at 4 p.m. or Wednesday at noon.
Yeah, let's.
Or actually, noon wouldn't work, but 1 p.m. would work.
Okay, 1 p.m. our time or your time?
Your time.
Actually, 2 and past 2 would be better for
Okay.
me.
Let's do 2.
Anytime after 2 o'clock. Okay, so we can get it rebooted before then. Always makes me nervous rebooting SQL. Very nervous. So.
And you said
Okay,
2 p.m., right?
Yes. So just reboot, and we don't need to do anything after that.
It might be helpful just to verify that you can log in like the way that we were trying. So basically, after the restart, start on the server itself, start up SQL Server Management Studio, and then connect to the or try to connect to the integration services. So from the top here, it'll give you the list of the different available services. We want to be able to connect to the integration services on localhost or by manually specifying it. So like by here. So that basically we need to get past this part here. So right now it still thinks, oh no, there's no services here. So I suspect it just needs to restart so it is registering those services as available.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll get it rebooted, and now let's say we reboot and it still doesn't do that. I mean, it still doesn't see itself.
Yeah, then at that point we'd have to probably take a closer look. There might be something else going on. Maybe we need to reinstall it or do some other configuration. But you can give me if you can't get it connected, then give me a heads up, and I can maybe look into some research on that and see if there's something obvious that we're missing.
Okay. All right, Chris. Well, we'll talk to you again Wednesday then.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
See ya.